What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto. We are talking about Bitcoin today. Um, I'm gonna address a kind of thought that I've had, or something I've noticed in the charts, to kind of get an idea of where we could, how long it could take us to bottom here. And when I say bottom, I mean like on this current move. I don't actually mean the low of the bear market, which I still think that we are in a bear market. So I don't mean the low. I just mean a bottom. Like how this was a bottom here, right? But that wasn't the bottom. This was the bottom, at least for the time being. This wasn't the bottom. This is a bottom. I'm talking about finding a bottom and when we could do that. And I want to use a very, very like just simple kind of old fashioned method. Comparing any and every time that it's gone from a peak to a low. Let's see how long that takes, right? Peak here to a low there, 14 bars. Right? All we're doing is looking at price. We're just measuring here, and it's week to week. I've got the little tool set to where it just keeps redoing it for me, but here, right, you can see what I'm doing. High here to low here. I'm not going all the way to the absolute low. I'm going to the relative low. And if you look, when I'm going from high to relative low, high to relative low, high to, you've got 11 bars, 14 bars, 11 bars. Yeah, you've got, two of those 11 counts. And then here, even from high to low, 10 bars. This one, I think, if I remember correctly, is a little bit longer. I would say that this was like the relative low. That was 17 bars. Then you had a high on that same week, and it found its low. Maybe there. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good representation or not. This one definitely high low. This was a shorter for sure. Definitely shorter. Let's see. And then these ones, I don't know. These ones look shorter as well. Shorter. Definitely shorter. All right. So I think already there's like a difference of personalities between the way that, last bear market was and this one. We have more solid bouts of dropping, where here, it was kind of more volatile, more sporadic up and down. Lows and highs came in a lot closer together. As far as what that means, I don't really know what that means. Personally, maybe there's less excitement now than there was then. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, it would make sense that there's more excitement. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is if we compare it to the lowest time frame possible, which looks like 4 bars. Yeah, it looks like 4 bars is the smallest. 3 bars. We got a 3 bar. Yeah, 3 bar. And the highest so far is 17 bars. That it's taken to go from a top to a bottom, at least in the relative years. Let's see. I would say because this top, the bottom was right here, so that's like 3 weeks. 1, 2, kind of around that 13. This might be might not be the relative bottom. Maybe this would be the relative bottom, or this. Things were a lot more volatile back in the day, so I think it's harder to say. I wonder, top to bottom here, 6. Yeah, I don't know. This one, this one clearly already, if we are to go lower, if we're looking for a bottom, then from top to current week, we're already on week 8. So I think that this one is going to match the more recent narrative that we've seen. Not these shorter trends, but something a little longer. Maybe not as long as 17, but maybe something around like 10 to 11 weeks, maybe 14 weeks to fill out. And what I'm talking about here, the whole thing that's going on is talking about how long it's going to take for us to find the bottom, at least like from one move's directional perspective. I don't like this from top to bottom could have gone all the way down here, and in fact this is an entire wave, but the relative bottom you can just see, if I take all these away, top bottom, and that's what this top, where's this bottom going to be? As far as price goes, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about time. And if we put this back on, comparing it to relative moves that we've had in the last like couple of years, 11 bars, or let's go to 10 bars, right? Because that's the lowest one here. 10 bars would put us in this month. 11 bars, 12 bars, or I guess, yeah. 11 bars would keep us in this month, but the 12th bar, 13th bar, 14th bar would put us sometime in July. And that's why I've been saying, the next month that we're going to see a pretty big drop in Bitcoin. And I've honestly been expecting that this, for how this is all going to play out, if this is playing out to an Elliott wave perspective, if we're getting a move like this, where we had our wave A, it was this it was this impulsive move down, 1 2 3 4 5 pattern. That's your wave A, and I think we just ended our wave B. This isn't confirmed yet, but it just lines up so perfectly. I can't help but think that wave B is over. So this is our wave A in the yellow, 1 2 3 4 5 waves down. Wave B, A B C, 3 waves up, right? And then wave C, I think that the way that that our third leg is going to start down here. Let me fix this real quick. I'm sorry, yeah, there we go. That way I don't keep doing that. Anyways, I think that wave 1 of wave C would go lower than this right here. It would go lower than this. That's what I'm expecting. And hold on, let's see here. And I don't think it's going to take that long to do it. I think it'll be, in this time, this right here, this leg that I'm talking about right now is going to be the one that forms in 10 to 11, maybe 14 weeks from the top. At the most, we've seen 17 weeks. And it could be longer, it could be shorter than that, but just, off of a point of reference, sometime this month, if not in July, is whenever I'm expecting a low that's going to be lower than this low here. So it might look something like, I'm thinking this month. I really am thinking this month. So, maybe in the next couple weeks, below this low, and I think we'll have a nice little bit below it. Yeah, something like that. It might look something like that, and then we'll have a few weeks up, maybe like 4 or 5 weeks up. Put us, sometime in August, maybe September. I don't know. We'll come up, previous areas of resistance, confirm it as resistance, move down. And I think we're going to go below this previous low here on our third leg. Up again, confirm previous areas of support as resistance. And then down. Down for our final pursuit down. And it might look something like that. It might not. But for right now, whenever I'm saying we're in this ABC pattern here, I'm talking about like we're in this very big 3-legged wave to the downside. If we take out all the other, I got to get rid of this. We take out all the other noise, and we can see, it's an ABC to the downside. This is what in the grand scheme of things I'm thinking of, and all I've been talking about in the last few minutes here is this wave C. And the first leg of wave C, it's a 5, just like this was a 1 2 3 4 5. The first leg of wave C, I would expect will be lower than this point here. And that's going to happen. This one's going to happen. This is what, in the beginning of the video, we're talking about 11 bars, 12 bars, looking at the measurements. The bottom, I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know if it's all going to happen in 1 week, over a few days, over multiple weeks from now. I don't know. Is it going to be just one big move or not? Maybe we literally move sideways until the 12th week or 11th week and then just drop. Maybe we have a bad week now, a bad week next week, and a bad week next week, but they're all just moderately bad. Regardless, I do expect that, within the next couple weeks to a month, maybe at the most a month and a half, but I would expect in the next couple weeks to a month, we will be below this price here. Yeah. And that's my main point that I kind of wanted to touch on. Other than that, if we want to look at some just basic, discovery of technical analysis here, it kind of looks like volume's building. Let's see what kind of price action we got going on. Nothing really. Lower highs in this janky range. I don't know. I wouldn't hold too much. We could literally go above this high and it wouldn't impress me. We could break this low and it wouldn't impress me. I mean, I think I would be more bullish, I guess, if it broke this high. I'd be a little bit more bearish if it broke this low. But as long as these highs really aren't taken out here, as long as these ones are not taken out, we hold that level and maybe this level too. Put another line there. We're not really doing anything. And I thought, looking at it like this, looking at this over here, we had this daily close. This is the lowest close we had. And then we broke through it, and that looks bearish. But really, we just kind of we touched this previous area of resistance as support. So that's actually a good thing. And on top of breaking through a previous area of support, there's good and bad things going on right now. And I think that's why we're seeing this wig-wag, sideways moving price action. I do think we're going to break out bearishly. I really do think we're going to break out bearishly. Let's look at the 1 hour and just see what's to come here. RSI looks weak. Looks very weak. Purple line is in a firm downward trend. We're below the 50. I would say it definitely wants to keep going down. Looks like it wants to go down. It's just getting ready for its next move down, which will be, maybe it'll take us lower than these lows. Maybe it'll just take us like to this area here around 26,000, just below that. But looks like we're getting ready to go down there. Might not be a bad time. If I was to go long or short, this might be a time where I'd actually go short. I think, looking at it right now, if you were to go short here, fine, but, maybe it comes back up like a couple $100 more and you could go short there. But really, if you're using low leverage, it's not going to matter too much. And then you could, ride a nice little, let's see here. If you were to use 5x leverage, let's just say. For some people, that's not low. To me, that's like the maximum end of low. But yeah, if you had 5x leverage, you could probably from here get a 10% move, probably. But things are wacky right now. I'm not shorting. I'm not day trading, and that's just off the 1 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour looks bad. I really do think that short actually might be a good idea. We got a bearish engulfing candle here. Volume is building. Just a little bit. Nothing significant at all, but you got a kind of like lower high double top looking thing here. Rejecting the 50. Yeah, I honestly think a short, we might be getting a nice little like 2% move to the downside here. If not by the end of today, sometime tomorrow, sometime in the next 12 hours, I would think we're going to have a nice move down here or lower. So if I was trading right now, I would be short. But again, you look at this 4 hour, you look at the line, it's sideways, and it's kind of sloped down right now, but it's pretty sideways, and so is the price. It just makes sense, and so we very much could have another move that takes us pretty high above this line. We could have a move that happens like from here that goes up 5%. That would wreck that put you at a 25% loss, but if you're on 5x leverage, but that would wreck the setup that I'm talking about for a short. If I was going short here, I'd probably want to cut my losses if these highs broke. I would definitely have a stop loss put there, but I don't use stop losses personally. I know some people, like, I'm not advertising that, that you shouldn't or that you should. Do what works best for you. I think stop losses are for when you're not paying attention to the charts, and the way that I like to trade is I like to be paying attention to the charts when I'm in a trade. If I'm not going to be watching it, then I shouldn't be in a trade. Is basically how I do it, So unless I really don't even like to have trades open for more than a day. Like if I'm going to bed and I still have a trade open, that's when you'd want to use a stop loss. I hate that. I really hate that. So I try not to have trades open whenever I go to bed personally. But I do it. I've done it before. You make mistakes, you learn. But yeah, I'm not a huge proponent of stop losses. But what I'm trying to say is, if I was to go short here, I would cut my losses if we broke this high here. Honestly, I'd probably cut my losses at this breaking this closing high here, so you get a little front run of it. Maybe you could flip long even if you wanted to, because I bet if we're gonna break this, we would come up here, and that if you were to flip long from there, you could catch a nice little 10% move up there too. Yeah, or maybe a little bit more. Like I don't know. I think that would be a good close, and then maybe flip long if we take that high out. That would be a good. I think that'd be a good trade. But for now, I'm bearish. I'm not trading. I am not recommending trading. I'm just saying what I would do. This double rejection off the 50 on the 4 hour definitely looks condemning to me. I think this wants to go into the oversold zone. To me, on the 4 hour, it looks like we want to go to new lows, and that makes sense. We got, lower highs on the chart, lower lows coming in. It just makes sense that, lower high, next thing to come in is a lower low. We bump it out to the daily here, bumping it out to the daily. Rejected the 50. Nothing's really happening on the daily. We're just moving. We've been in the same range that we've been in really since May. And then on the weekly, the really exciting thing that's on the it's on the cusp, on the brink of happening, is this cross on the RSI on the 50 level, on the weekly time frame. We do have a nice bend down in the purple line with the price below. All we have to do, I think, is get this RSI below the 50. Once this is below the 50, I mean, it's like a perfect culmination, man. And that's, for me, having these three things, having this RSI below the 50, the price below the purple line, and the purple line sloping down, those three things are how I feel like it's undeniable that we're in a downtrend. And we already have 2 out of 3 of those things, and it looks like it wants to happen. So at that point, when I say we're in a downtrend, I don't just mean like this downtrend. I mean like we're in, this is big stuff. These are big time frames, bigger time frames we're working out. We'd be in a downtrend as of like since here. This is just part of this little uptrend was just part of the downtrend, which should scare you, because like truthfully, and that's why I was using this these lines to kind of show you truthfully, if this is one move here from top to bottom, generally how you measure moves is you base it off of the previous move. So like that's why wave C, that's why you draw it kind of like that. It's gonna, that's even a smaller than wave A, and it's wave C is normally the same size as wave A. This is optimistic. This right here, this is optimistic, happening in January or whatever. It's going to be the longest bear market. We are in the longest bear market that's ever been, until proven otherwise. And technically right now there's enough evidence to say that we are in a bull market. But if we look at our ribbon cross here on the daily, I refer to this a lot. This is a big deal. This is a big loss. If you're a bull, this is a very big loss to have. And you guys, the bulls put up a fight. They put up a fight, and we might be forming some kind of a bottoming pattern right now even. But we went above it. We went well above it. We held it as support for like a day, and then just right back below it. Now and holding it, continuing it as resistance. The last time that we had a bearish cross on the ribbon, you could say this is a bearish cross, but that was a false bullish cross. So I'm just going to say this is continuation of the current trend, the cross started over here. And from relative top to relative low, we went down 41%. And this took place over 3 weeks. Day to, over here. 21 bars were on the daily, 3 weeks. So if we go back and we look at when this cross happened, again, from high to when the low could happen, 3 weeks from now, 21 days, I mean, that's right around the corner, man. It's June 9th today. This is 10 days away from like the same time frame as the low last time. And, to be fair, we started moving, I don't know. I guess, let's see. When did we start moving? We started moving like lower, like really low, after the 14th day. We right now are on our, wow. Oh, okay. That's crazy. So what I'm talking about here is, I'm going to take this percentage away. From top, we went down afterwards for sure. We definitely went down. You can see it. But we didn't really have a move down, like a big impulsive move down until here. We kind of just moved sideways. It was up and down, big red candle, big green candle, kind of just sideways, not choosing a direction until this candle here, which was 14 days later. This is a 47% drop again. From here to here, 47% drop. Took 21 days to achieve. 14 days after the top is whenever we saw the move really starting to kick in. And right now, wow, man, we're working our way down. It's noticeably down. We have those up and downs. And we are 11 days in right now. On the 14th day, that would be Monday of next week. It's all perfect, man. I bet we see a repeat of it. I really bet we see a repeat of this. And I wonder, a 41% drop or 47% drop, I forget. What would that be? Oh, yeah. Yep. I mean, that could happen. I'm saying I'm expecting lows that are lower than this one, but we could go lower than this. It could be a bigger move. Wave one, where I was talking about. Here, I'll just refresh it all now. Wrap this up in a little bow. If you've stuck around, you'll get to see it all completed. Hopefully. Let's see here. ABC. A, B, C. This one here. I was saying that our first leg down was going to be lower than the last low. I was going to say I'm looking for something like this to happen in the next couple weeks. It could be as dramatic as this. It really could be. It could be as dramatic as that. We have a more dramatic leg 2. Leg 3 is still pretty dramatic, and then it could be just like this. It genuinely could be. Maybe scrunched up a little bit more. Maybe it's a little bit tighter than that. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't take as long, but this kind of price action going this low all the way down to 7,500, it's completely possible. That would just be another higher low. And I mean, truthfully, if we take this line here and that line there, that lines up perfectly. Literally lines up perfectly. So I'm to say that prices below $8,000 for Bitcoin aren't possible. Maybe not yet. Maybe they're not possible yet. But once we're below this low here, once we're below $15,000, people aren't going to know what to do, man. There's going to be a loss of hope in Bitcoin. And whenever you see that, whenever maybe you yourself even have doubts that it's going to recover, that's probably the best sign. That's the best time to buy. But you don't even have to worry about all that. If you've been watching this channel, you know that we've got a plan right now to buy Bitcoin below $10,000 or at least at $10,000. The lowest or the highest I think it would go to would be about 13K. These are kind of all of our little price ranges that we've got, from the 1272 all the way down to the 2272. I would say I doubt the 2272 the most. I doubt that one's going to happen the most. Next would be 1272 or the 1414. I would think, the 1618, but being at 10,000, I really think if we go to 10,000, we're going to go below 10,000. And the thing that makes the most sense to me is this 1886. It's the 1886 right there at 8,349. And the thing is with fibs, we don't have to go directly to it and bounce off. That would look picture perfect, but it doesn't need to happen that way. It can wick below, come back up and close at this level. It can even wick below and close a little bit below, whatever. As long as it holds this general area as some form of support, this could be a big turning point for Bitcoin. This could be, really big things. This would be the end of the bear market. And I mean, at any of these levels, really, the 1272, the 1414, 1618, any of those levels, it would be a really big thing. But a deep extension like that off of the longest bear market Bitcoin's ever seen, in times that I would argue, we have months to go. So I really don't know. But times that will probably be hectic and scary and unsure, and there's going to be a lot of doubts. Unlike right now, where everybody's so certain that it's off to the moon, the bull market's on for sure. Unlike now, whenever times are like that, whenever everybody's uncertain, that's when we're going to bottom. That's when we're going to bottom. I don't think we bottomed yet. I really don't think we have. And I know a lot of people, and I say this every time, this is because this is the only argument they have. We are too close to the halving date. The halving date happens in April of 2024. Maybe March, maybe May, whatever. Happens in 2024, less than a year away from now. And Bitcoin has always bottomed a year or more from its halving date. So this would be a first time. But the thing is, man, this is a bear market full of first times. It's a bear market full of first times. You got a double top. You went below the previous cycle's high. We've got the lowest readings in the monthly RSI that we've ever seen. That's not a good thing. We rejected the 50 RSI on the monthly for the first time ever. If this month closes red, that'll just be confirmation of that, actually. We had the smallest pump off of the low. We've had the smallest pump in 6 months, period. From a low point of any bear market. This is by more than half. You know, we're in a state of like kind of like global uncertainty with economics that Bitcoin's never been in before. You know, if we go through a recession, Bitcoin itself, people assume it's going to be safe, and maybe it will be, but it's never ever interacted in the world during a recession before, and it's still very young. Bitcoin's still, you know, it's still young. I mean, it's worth $26,000. It's until it's worth $1 million. Bitcoin is still young. And all I'm trying to say is I think that we are in a very long bull market. I think we zoom this out. It's more apparent in my opinion. You know, this was kind of like a bull trap here. It just happened so quickly and we dumped afterwards. This was a way weaker pump, and I wouldn't be surprised if we go lower than this. And in fact, I am banking on it going lower than this. And I'm just going to stop talking there. I think that's, you know, that's enough. Things that I'm looking for to happen on a daily time frame. You know, if we take out this low here, that would be nice. You know, getting below the close especially would be nice. Having another lower close. It doesn't even have to be a lower price, but a lower close. Lower closes are always a good thing if you're bearish. Just as higher closes are always a good thing if you're bullish. It wouldn't surprise me if we pitter-patter for the next few days here. You know, the weekend's probably going to be a boring weekend, or if it's exciting, it'll be like this. It'll one day up, the next couple days down. You know, it's, you know, maybe over the weekend we even go higher than 27.4. Maybe that even happens. But I bet it's going to be a pretty boring weekend. No spectacular moves, and if we do see any spectacular moves, they'll probably be to the downside. But man, as soon as, I mean, 14 days is literally on Monday. That's literally on Monday. I think that we could see something next week. I've been calling for it. This is my week. This was the week that I said we'd have our 20% move. We didn't. I might be off by a week. But it's around the corner, man. It is around the corner. Anyways, for right now, more sideways. More sideways is what I'd say. Still waiting for the week to end where we are below this 50 on the RSI. We've just been getting closer. Week by week, we're getting closer. All right. Take care, everybody. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Please subscribe. You know, all that good stuff. I always forget to say that, but if you're still here, please do. All right. Thank you.